What's up, guys? I want to talk about something that's very important. Well, I feel is very important, and that's me calling it now. Resident Evil 2 Remake will be announced before Resident Evil 7 is announced, and I'm definitely calling it now. And here's the main reason why I think this should definitely happen. Lately, Capcom with the Resident Evil series, people have been calling it dwindling since Resident Evil 5. Even though I think that Resident Evil 5 was a good game, if you go on forums and things of that nature, you can see that people, they don't like the change from Resident Evil 4 to Resident Evil 5, and that is understandable. I personally like Resident Evil 5, and with Resident Evil 6, what they did was, it wasn't very good. Resident Evil 6 was the highest selling Resident Evil of all time. That's a fact. It's not an opinion. It was the highest selling Resident Evil of all time, with Resident Evil 2 being behind it, but by a very large margin. Resident Evil 6 sold a lot, and it didn't get a very good score. I know a lot of people like Resident Evil 6, but there's a huge majority of people who dislike it more. Resident Evil 6 was not liked by a lot of people. Capcom themselves came out and said that the only story that received positive feedback was Leon's story. I'm paraphrasing, not quoting, but yeah. And if they themselves came out and says that they could have done a better job, that The Last of Us showed them that survival horror was still relevant, then, you know, yeah, it was a problem. It did not go over well with fans. But with the current, you know, Resident Evil Revelations 2 coming out, and the Resident Evil remake for the PS3, 360, Xbox One, and PS4, it's very, I'd say, is a very good chance of Resident Evil 2 remake coming out now. Another reason, the reason why I brought up Resident Evil 6, Resident Evil 5 not doing so well, and why Resident Evil 2 will be announced first in Resident Evil 7, is simply because I think they're using Revelations 2, Resident Evil Remake, and Resident Evil 2 Remake as a way of showing fans, okay, we know that we've messed up, but we're going back to what made Resident Evil such a very good, high regarded series, and to show fans that, okay, our series is not dwindling. Here's the game showing you that we know what you want, we know what you need, and what you expect out of this line of series of games. And, you know, this is a very good strategy. It's very good, you know. You telling fans that we know what you want, and we know how to make the games that you want, and they're winning them back. I'm fairly confident that Revelations 2 will gain popular feedback. It will gain very positive feedback as well. Revelations 2, you know, I am highly anticipating. And judging by the trailers themselves, you can tell that Capcom knows what to do. You can tell that they have a new mindset than when they were making Resident Evil 6. So that's pretty much why I really believe that Resident Evil 2 will be announced before Resident Evil 7. Quote me on this, guys. I'm calling it now. Years from now, when Resident Evil 2 Remake is announced, I'm gonna bring this back up and said I called it, because I am so confident that it will be announced before Resident Evil 7. I am so confident, guys. But let me know what you guys think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? The usual stuff, and I'm responding to you guys. So later, guys. Deuces.